take that back. We did go to Highlight a couple of times. Actually, I just remember we went to Highlight in Tijuana. We used to go to Tijuana
to get the shirts.
And, yeah, to get the shirts. And we'd always go. I'd say, let's go see some Highlight. And we'd go watch Highlight. And I realized at that point why he was so agreeable the first time. Connected to Highlight was a sports book. So he could go in and watch the horse races from all around the United States while in Tijuana and get some bets down. He didn't miss a beat.
Amazing. One ball and 2 strikes. You know, you've been around baseball a long time. Have you ever met a person who really was a caricature of himself, the way that he was? I mean, we'd laugh all the time. Those spindly little legs, that pot belly, 5'9", 5'10", maybe 155 pounds, soaking wet. White shoes, white belt, white pants until Labor Day.
You know what? It was the classic case of you only give grief to people you love.
Right.
And he loved getting it. You know, one of the examples which you saw often, if we're on an airplane going on a trip, he would have written out on a piece of paper the people he wanted to leave tickets for in the other cities that we're going to. And he would always very unabashedly hand it to me hey pal, you know, I'm gonna just need a couple here. Well, you'd open it up. His idea of a couple meant maybe a couple of people with 8 tickets each.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
But he would always do it in front of you or Steve Stone or somebody, knowing that he's going to just get hammered for it.
And it was always Arizona or Atlanta or New York. The tough cities. Well, Jimmy, thanks for being here. Things were going well until you got here, by the way. Just thought
thank you.
Make you feel a little more guilty.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Jimmy Banks, traveling
opportunity.
secretary of the Cubs. Great to talk to him. And we'll take a break and come back.
Went to see a movie show.
Say you're gonna marry me.
In the heart of a small southern town.
Daddy, it's time.
It's time.
The influence of family. The bond of best friends.
I can't talk about it.
Of course you can.
And the power to rise above tragedy and heartbreak.
Oh, God, I want to know why.
Unite a unique circle of women.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years.
Who share their lives with a little humor.
Go ahead, Malin. Flopper.
Are you high, Clary?
And a great deal of strength.
I would rather have 30 minutes of wonderful than a lifetime of nothing special.
Academy Award winners Sally Field, Julia Roberts, Shirley MacLaine, and Olympia Dukakis join an all-star cast in Steel Magnolias. October 20th on WGN Superstation.
Looks like somebody's driving the calcium bus to Strongbone City.
Hey, how'd you get in here?
Doesn't matter. So did you win?
Win what?
Cyber loot. Dude! Get a gallon of milk. Peel the sticker off the cap. You have a combined 1 in 5 chance to get EA video games, free music, or EA video game discounts online.
Cool.
So how about going halves on that sandwich?
Leave.
Cyber loot on cabs and in stores now.
Dude, that's so cold.
Out.
Yes, sir. We got to go on. And here's Ron Mayhay in the 8th inning, trying to replace Carlos Zambrano, who gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and has turned the game around for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're joined by Jay Blunk of the Cubs marketing and broadcasting department. Jay's been John McDonough's right-hand man and also responsible for all the great promotions, which Arne Harris was never afraid of taking advantage of, was he?
Well, we love to see that smiling face every day, Chip. And I've got to say, first and foremost, condolences to the family. And for those of us who were there last night with you and today, you've been a pillar of strength. And I know you won't take any credit, but please do accept you've been a pillar of strength and for us getting through today, which has been extremely difficult for the Cubs family. And we thank you for that. And please, when you do talk to Arlene, please tell her how much Arnie meant to us. And I hope today's broadcast will help ease the pain of those who got to know Arnie through the television only. He was a companion for many people day in, day out. And I grew up downstate, you know, experiencing the legend of Arne Harris. And Arne really taught a lot of us the nuances and the traditions of Wrigley Field, which were carried on generation to generation. And whether it was the cups they used to put up and spell things, and the left field screen out there, those of us who grew up
Sure.
many moons ago would remember that. Whether it was the fingers moving on Ernie Banks's bat, if it was Sammy's hop, he taught us those things. And I think you guys would jump on those. But I think he saw that, and he saw that through the camera, and then in the entire country of the United States saw that generation after generation.
You know what he's probably saying right now? That's all great, Jay, but when am I getting my own bobblehead doll? You know?
Well, he did pass from this world with a trunkload of goodies, which I think he would have been happy with. But you know, he was such a nice guy, and I think for those who and you've been hearing this all day long, but he was genuine. He was a terrific person. And I think the one thing that I always remember, everyone's been talking about that one thing. I remember back in 1987 when your grandfather came back after his first stroke, and they were on the air, and they surprised Harry on the air with a phone call from then President Ronald Reagan. And I've heard a tape of that since that was live. And before Mr. Reagan went on the air with your grandfather, they had to go through the truck, and the truck was where Ronald Reagan called as President of the United States. And it was interesting because he had a great conversation. Knew Arne, knew him well. They had a couple common friends. They had a great conversation in the truck. Almost forgot to put him on the air. And
no, that doesn't surprise me a bit, does it?
And
now, didn't he hang up on him too?
What happened was your grandfather was very appreciative of the phone call, but Bobby Dernier was at bat, and Mr. President, I got a ball game to do. Thanks a lot. And Arne had to give the president the bad news that he had been hung up on
by Eric Harry.
So that was my favorite story. But he is going to be remembered as a legend, and he transcended sports really. I mean, he was there from the beginning, but he was a true genius. And on the marketing side, what he did for us, what he did selling this building, selling the Cubs franchise, selling Chicago for a lot of people who live out of town. Really, his efforts are immeasurable.
Yeah, this was his heart and soul. This was his hometown, and this was really his home. I mean, when you come to work 38 years to the same place, which Arne had the great pleasure to do, and we all hope that we'll be able to do that as well. This was Arne Harris's living room right here. We'll get a panoramic shot of it for you.
Well,
and what a view, and what a canvas for a master artist with which to work.
That's well put. And you know, you see the shadows creeping up from left field. And when you come to a game, you'd see those shadows, and you'd see the ivy starting to turn, and you might see some people waiting for a home run from Sammy in left field, and all these things came to mind, and they looked familiar when you got to the ballpark because of Arne.
A lot of people that I have talked to, Jay, would say that, oh, it looks so beautiful on TV. The ivy was so green. The breeze was so beautiful and so cool, and the lake looked so opalescent out beyond right field. The one thing that they could never really reconcile with themselves is how beautiful it looked on TV, and when they came to the ballpark, it was still beautiful, but it wasn't really as they imagined it. It was just a totally different experience watching the game on television and seeing it live here at Addison and Clark.
Well, that's the magic of Arne, and Arne was cutting edge. Arne was way ahead of his time, and those of us who watched games in the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s, long before 24-hour sports stations and long before specials pre and post, Arne was ahead of the game. He taught many of us, when we got to the ballpark, we taught many of us what to look for, what to shoot for, what turned people on, what turned people off. I remember when I first started in 1986 in the media relations department, he said, kid, he pulled me aside, he said, let me tell you how to handle Harry. Let me tell you how to handle Steve. Here's what they like. Here's what they don't like. Here's what they're looking for. And it was valuable advice. And I think we're all just going to miss him terribly.
Yeah, he wouldn't BS you. And that's to me, really another thing that you had to like about him. You may not like what he'd tell you, but he'd always tell you because he had your best interests at heart. He would just, you'd ask him an honest question, he'd give you an honest answer.
It's funny you said something that he is a kind of a grandfather figure for you when he first came, and I've been here 16 years. And I had my own grandfather, and I was very close to him. But he was very similar to that. He was always looking out for you. He'd always pull you aside. He would give you a great reference of history to the ball club, and the historical significance of things which were actually taking place at the time. He'd put those all in perspective for you. And it's funny, but there aren't many people like that around anymore.
Amen, brother. That's over the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm sure, Jay, when you got to the park today, you were sitting in your office and you were waiting for him to walk down and say hello and good morning and come get the day started. It didn't happen.
As you know, he would stop at the ballpark and stop at the office and grab a cup of coffee with us every day, and that was missed this morning.
Jay, we appreciate you being here. It's been I think a great day for everybody to sit back and hopefully have a smile and think about Arne Harris. Jay Blunt, thanks a lot.
We'll miss you, Arnie.
You have 4 new messages.
Steve, Rachel, we are going to have some fun. See you tonight. Hi, Steve, it's Jackie. I'm just calling to confirm tonight. Do you know what we're doing? I have no idea what to wear. Hey, Steve, it's Sandy. I just got out of the gym, but I just wanted to call and say, hey, we're definitely on for tonight.
Steve, what's going on? Can't wait to meet you tonight.
A beer is only as good as the ingredients used to brew it. That's why Budweiser uses only the finest all-natural ingredients, hand-selected to deliver a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you won't find in any other beer at any price.
This buzz for you, and you, and you, and you. This buzz for you.
The long jump. The dash. Life is like a sport, and your feet take the impact hard. But new Stride Guard insoles absorb 50% more heel impact than these Dr. Scholl's. Take more impact in stride. New Stride Guard insoles.
I left the truck unlocked. No, his ears were a bit bigger and the nose was longer. Next thing I knew, the truck was gone.
This him, sir?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy.
Can't get enough peanuts? Get a Payday. Sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts.
Yes! Big time basket of the Bulls lead by 3. Inside of 3 minutes to go.
It's something that, I was going to remember him forever. Every time I hit a home run, I'm going to blow a kissing for it. Thank you.
Well, Sammy Sosa is going to come up in this bottom of the 8th inning. And Mike Lincoln is on to pitch. There's Carmella. 4-2 our score. Eric Young leads things off. And another young man who's had a tougher day than all of us, along with Pete Toma downstairs, another man that worked with Arne every day. Man we affectionately call the big dog, Mark Brady.
Hey, Chippy.
Well, here we are. Bottom of another 8th inning, and Cubs are losing. But if Arne were here,
well, if Arne was here, you'd say, hey, we got a chance to win this one.
That's
it. 2 outs in the 9th, and we have a chance to win, down by 20.
Now, he'd probably want you to go down the stairs and try to line up somebody to that pregame interview that we so commonly do so many times.
Most definitely, most definitely.
That's off the pitcher's glove. Eric Young is going to be retired. Now, you two were maybe the most unlikely of I mean, you talk about the odd couple. Here you are, a South Sider.
Right.
A brother, like Arne would say. Hey,
sure.
Here's Arne from Skokie, little Jewish guy that's, been here. He's twice as old as you are, and you guys, like Pete Toma, were an inseparable trio.
I grew up watching Cubs baseball, and as a kid in Chicago. So Arne was always like this mythical character to me when I was a kid. I'd always hear about Arne Harris, but I never would see Arne Harris. So I figured it was just some guy they made up, like Snuffleupagus or something like that, on Sesame Street. Like only Big Bird could see him. And then to get into television and work with him for 4 years is like it was a dream come true because he was the nicest, happiest man you'll ever meet in your life. He was awesome. I loved him.
Now, you guys go back a little ways, and on the road, you kind of vie who's going to get the rental cars and who drives. But will he ride in the front seat with you, or would he go to the back?
He prefer not ride in the front seat, but that wouldn't be the only person that prefer not to ride in the front seat with me. I wouldn't blame him for that. The one thing about Arnie on the road would be weird is we'd have a late-night game in San Francisco, fly cross country. Everybody on the plane would be asleep, and you look and you see Arnie just sitting there working on his expenses, awake the whole entire flight, and then get in his car and drive home. We land in Chicago at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you have these 22-year-old guys who didn't even play that night sleeping like babies on the plane. It was amazing. He was an amazing person.
He loved to hear you say sure, didn't he?
Sure.
and then how about when he started, we called you the big dog, and he'd start barking in the back of the truck
Sure.
with you.
There are things that I made him say that we can't say right now. Arnie definitely found a way to work himself in. And this right now would be like Arnie's favorite moment right now. With Sammy up, show about 90 different shots, including Sammy twice. It'd be great right now.
Well, it's come down to the last at-bat for Slammin' Sammy, and what a season he has had. And, I mean, the only way he could top this off is if he takes one out right here, Chip.
Nothing else made Arnie happier than when somebody bring him a cheeseburger to the truck, too, right?
Love cheeseburgers. You can eat one and direct the game at the same time.
We'd always ask him. He'd take two. Hey, Arnie, what are you eating? Oh, just having a little cheeseburger, kid. Hey, did he do it? Arnie, that one's for you. Way to go, Sammy.
This is unbelievable.
Now, that's the shot you've seen forever. Oh, boy. '64 home runs for Sosa, 160 RBIs. He said that one was for you, Arnie. And Braid, how about that?
Sammy loved Arnie. Arnie loved Sammy. And Sammy loved Arnie.
You can't put an exclamation point on the way that just transpired. I mean, as much as the relationship with Sammy and Arnie goes back, and like you said, I mean, he loved the Cubs. I don't know if he loved the Cubs more or if he loved Sammy more. But for something like that to happen, Sammy at last at bat of the year 2001, and to hit a home run when everyone's thinking about Arnie. Amazing.
It's all about showbiz. That's what Arnie would say. It's showbiz, kid. It's showbiz, kid. And that's showbiz. And showbiz, that's the way it ends.
Yeah, he knew. He just had that ability to
He followed the script. That was the script. Arnie picked. I hate to see Arnie go, but I'm glad he went when we could sit here and celebrate him on the final day of the season. If it happens at a later date, who knows what we can do for him. But
well, we were thinking and talking about it, Braid. He almost saw a no-hitter. He saw Sammy hit an inside-the-park home run. He saw the Cubs win, and he went with his beautiful wife at his side. We'd all take that, wouldn't we?
Sure would.
Say sure one more time.
Sure.
Mark Brady, we appreciate it, buddy.
Love you, Tippy. Love you, Joe.
Restless and sighing and laughing and crying.
Sometimes life is a wake-up call.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up.
I'm not talking to you.
You're already talking to me.
Shut up.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up.
Push him up, honey. Push him up so high, you gotta push him down to see.
Ooh la la, wake up, little Susie.
Mimi?
It's obvious that you haven't even given it 2 seconds. Oh my God, look at that rock.
Brooke Shields is Suddenly Susan 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 1 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
I left the truck unlocked. No, his ears were a bit bigger and the nose was longer. Next thing I knew, the truck was gone.
This him, sir?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy.
Can't get enough peanuts? Get a payday. Sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts.
Life is like a sport. The impact of each step impacts more than just your feet. But new Stride Guard insoles absorb 50% more heel impact than these Dr. Scholl's. Take more impact in stride. New Stride Guard insoles.
15 million people in America have type 2 diabetes, and my own grandmother lost her battle. If you have type 2 diabetes, it's more important than ever to watch what you eat and exercise regularly. And if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Avandia to your daily routine. Avandia is different from some diabetes medications. It helps your body use the natural insulin it's already making to help lower your blood sugar. With the addition of Avandia, a lot of people have been able to lower their blood sugar.
Avandia in combination with insulin may increase the risk of serious heart problems. Because of this, talk to your doctor before using Avandia and insulin together. Avandia may cause fluid retention or swelling, which could lead to or worsen heart failure. Avandia is not for everyone. If you have severe heart failure or active liver disease, Avandia is not recommended. Some people may experience weight gain with Avandia. Premenopausal women may be at increased risk of pregnancy. To check for serious liver problems, blood tests should be conducted before and during Avandia therapy.
Diet, exercise, and ask your doctor about adding Avandia. You can be stronger than diabetes.
The net's almost unfair. The 2-1. Swung on, there she goes. Number 62. Move over, Big Mac. You got company. Sammy hit a bunch of them in 98, 99, 2000. He just hit one for Arne Harris in the 8th inning. His 64th home run of the season, 160 RBIs for the Cubs slugging right fielder. It's a 4-3 ball game, and we're just so very honored to be joined by the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Phoenix Suns, and a Chicago native and a very dear friend of Arne Harris for so many years, Mr. Jerry Colangelo, joining us by telephone from Milwaukee, where his Diamondbacks are playing. Mr. Colangelo, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure to be a part of this. Arne Harris was a great guy, a real pro, and someone who only had a smile and a good word for you. Whenever I saw him, he made me feel at home anywhere I saw him in the country.
We didn't have a chance, Mr. Colangelo, to talk to Tommy Brenneman, who worked for so many years here in Chicago, of course, with Arne Harris, nor with Mark Grace or Luis Gonzalez. Bob Brenly also with Chicago ties. I'm sure their reaction was just like ours, very, very saddened and disappointed over the news of Arnie's passing. Can you pass along any words that they had for Arnie's family today?
Very much. Last night after our ball game, we had kind of a celebration. We went out for a nice party, and we got word last evening about Arnie's passing, and Gracie and Gonzo were, really taken back. We were all kind of shocked because when things like that happen, it's always unexpected, and certainly that was. And they reminisced about Arne Harris, and nothing but great thoughts. And all three of us just pass on our condolences to his family.
And I know they appreciate that, Mr. Colangelo. I know your paths crossed with Arne Harris on a whole lot of different levels in the basketball world, in the baseball world, but what was it like watching Cubs games growing up, or being a young man in the city of Chicago when Arne Harris was just starting his craft and you saw the work that he did here on WGN?
Well, you got to understand, Chip, I was a Cub fan. I was a Cub fan until I got my own team, and it wasn't that long ago. So, Arne, I kind of grew up with him. We're not that far apart in terms of age, and, he did Bulls games way back when, and and I've known him for almost 35 years, which goes to tell you how far back the relationship went. And he was a pro. I mean, you never heard anyone say anything negative about Arne because he was that kind of a guy. He knew his business, and he made himself an expert in a new trade, so to speak, and became one of the very best in the business.
Well, Mr. Colangelo, again, I know all of us are very grateful for the time you've spent with us this afternoon. Arnie's family, I know, is watching today. They're grateful that you were able to call us and All of us in Chicago wish you and the Diamondbacks and our dear friends Tommy Brenneman, Mark Grace, Bob Brenly, Luis Gonzalez, and of course you all the best in the playoffs. Have a great run, and we look forward to seeing you and all of our old friends in 2002.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Jerry Colangelo, the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, by telephone from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as they try to finish off their season with a victory. They are getting ready to face the St. Louis Cardinals in the first round of the playoffs, I believe, because the Houston Astros are walloping the Cardinals in St. Louis. And Kevin Young will make the turnaround first and make it into second with a sliding two-out double.
But you have one thing a lot of people don't realize right now, Barry Bonds has just hit his 73rd home run, so the bar continues to be raised in San Francisco, and what a year for Barry Bonds, who looks like he may be the MVP this year.
It's hard to argue with Bonds' numbers. He's had an amazing season, 73 and still counting. The Giants battling the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here's Hermanson, and he takes a quick strike. Well, again, we hope that you'll indulge us on this final day of the season and allowing so many of Arnie's friends to have a half inning or so to reflect and just say goodbye. I think all of us are still stunned by the events of less than 24 hours ago. Certainly, I fall into that category. It hasn't hit yet. But again, the old saying, a measure of a man is how many friends he leaves behind. And there are countless thousands, countless millions of friends that Arnie leaves behind. And some of them are kind enough to share their thoughts with us today. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning for the last time in 2001.
How much to discover, what chemical force.
Cosby presents The Formula for Fun. Step 1, watch The Cosby Show.
You better wake up, because if you make a mistake in there, you could drown.
Step 2, laugh. Step 3, repeat. The more you watch, the more you laugh. And the more you laugh, the happier you'll be.
Get excited, my boy. Come on. Excited?
Excited.
Say you're excited.
The Cosby Show.
Weekdays at 4:30 Eastern on WGN Superstation.
These are quarter carats and these are half.
They're beautiful. What kind of cut is that? This is a round cut.
If you look hard, I'm sure you can see them.
They're fantastic.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
These are 8 carats and these are 10 carats.
Make it a Bud Light.
Welcome to the show, MLB 2002.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
My love, my restless heart must roam. Wait for me, my love, and I'll be coming home. But no, change. Something strange lures me on. My love, can't you see I'm not free?
4-3 is our score. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Joe, you said something amazing just a minute ago after Sammy hit his home run.
Well, Sammy went deep. It's almost as if the clouds came over, the sun went down, and it was almost as if Arnie was saying, okay, that's a wrap. Good night.
Well, the Cubs will try to go out a winner for one final time. 3 outs left in the quiver against Mike Fetters, who Does have a save. Fly ball to center field. And that'll be out number 1 in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
But Chip, you could put together a whole season. You talk about when a guy leaves and how many friends he leaves behind, and we could do a 162 game schedule and have someone call every single day and talk about the great Arne Harris. And that's just what kind of guy he was. And everybody's life is a little bit better because they got a chance to know Arne Harris.
Here's Ricky Gutierrez. Ricky is 0 for 3. And a little ground ball hit towards second. 2 men out. Our game produced today by Pete Toma. Directed by Steve Novak. Great job under very difficult circumstances for those 2 men. Mark Brady, as always, our associate producer. Our executive producer of WGN Sports, Bob Borwald. Special thanks to Bob. He was up very late last night putting together all the archival footage, arranging all the interviews, the folks to come in and send along their wishes to Arnie's family, and of course our senior producer director of Cubs baseball on WGN will always be Arne Harris. Crowd on its feet one final time here in 2001. And it goes without saying, a special thank you to the rest of our great WGN crew for not just today's heroic efforts, but a wonderful job of covering baseball in this another exciting Cubs season. A terrific year that Joe saw this team improve from a 65-win season to 88 this year. And it's clear that the foundation for what we hope will be a long run of success is starting to be put in place, and who knows what the future holds for the 25-man roster of this Cub team. But obviously there's a whole lot to be excited about, and even Cubs fans who are always optimistic certainly have real optimism for 2002.
Well, you're right, Chip, and after losing 97 games last year and the turnaround that they have had this year, you're talking about 88 wins. I mean, this is phenomenal, and this is just the building block for things to come for Andy McPhail and Don Baylor. And that says it all right there. Hollywood could not have written a script any better than that right there.
It's showbiz, kid. 3 balls and a strike.
Oh, man.
Ground ball to first. Kevin Young steps on the bag, and that'll do it for 2001. It was a great year. And, Joe, it's been a pleasure.
Well, Chip,
I'm sorry we say goodbye under these kind of circumstances.
Well, I am too, but it's been a great year. You're a great professional, and the way you handle everything today, you know, tough circumstances, but Arnie, we love you, we miss you, and you're the best, pal.
Final score, Pirates beat the Cubs 4-3. Let's take a look at our Budweiser play of the game. A look and a listen. Oh, just having a little cheeseburger, kid! Hey, did he do it? Arnie! That one's for you! Way to go, Sammy!
This is unbelievable.
Now, that's the shot you've seen forever. Oh, boy. Enough said, folks. We'll miss you, Arnie. Stay tuned. The 10th inning show's coming up next.
With a love that's new again.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Illinois Lottery, where players have more fun. Pepsi, the joy of Pepsi.
I want you to know.
Gentlemen, if you keep dogging it, we're gonna run all night. Now let's go. Come on, let's go! Move, move, move! That's better. That's looking.
What if stopping was as hard for you
Just run it off, run it off! Come on, show me some hustle.
as it is for your car?
It's okay.
Treat your car right with Ray-Bustus Quiet Stop Brakes, new at Pep Boys. Keep your wheels clean and save up to $40 on these ultra-quiet, low-dusting brakes.
Oh, it's gonna be a long season.
All you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Nice collection, Terry.
Nice reminder, too, Howie.
Oh?
Of the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
You're 2 minutes slow.
Actually, I'm thousands of minutes ahead.
Get 3,000 Sprint PCS minutes a month only at Radio Shack for just $29.99 a month for 6 months. Plus, save up to $75 in mail-in rebates.
But these clocks are still off.
Well, somebody should reset them.
While somebody else...
Makes a few phone calls.
Only at the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
Here's your large pizza and free cheesy bread.
Free? I didn't get you anything.
Oh, that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Oh, well,
Free cheesy bread. That's great. Here you go. I know it's not much, but it's dishwasher safe.
Get a free order of Domino's delicious mozzarella and cheddar-covered cheesy bread when you call now and buy any large one-topping pizza for $9.99. Make it a meal with wings and a 2-liter Coke. Get the door. It's Domino's.
Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey. Welcome back to Wrigley Field, where we close the books on a 2001 campaign that saw incredible highs and today some amazing lows as we remember our fallen comrade Arne Harris, who passed away last night at the age of 67. But I know Arne would be proud of the job the crew did today. Guys, you were absolutely awesome. It was a great way to finish up this 2001 season. And when we come back on the 10th inning show, we'll take a look at a memorable home run, maybe one of the most memorable for our crew, by Sammy Sosa, as we remember Arne Harris and reflect on a wonderful 2001 season next.
You gave your lips, gave them so willingly.
15 million people in America have type 2 diabetes, and my own grandmother lost her battle. If you have type 2 diabetes, it's more important than ever to watch what you eat and exercise regularly. And if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Avandia to your daily routine. Avandia is different from some diabetes medications. It helps your body use the natural insulin it's already making to help lower your blood sugar. With the addition of Avandia, a lot of people have been able to lower their blood sugar.
Avandia in combination with insulin may increase the risk of serious heart problems. Because of this, talk to your doctor before using Avandia and insulin together. Avandia may cause fluid retention or swelling, which could lead to or worsen heart failure. Avandia is not for everyone. If you have severe heart failure or active liver disease, Avandia is not recommended. Some people may experience weight gain with Avandia. Premenopausal women may be at increased risk of pregnancy. To check for serious liver problems, blood tests should be conducted before and during Avandia therapy.
Diet, exercise, and ask your doctor about adding Avandia. You can be stronger than diabetes.
Nice collection, Terry.
Nice reminder, too, Howie.
Oh?
Of the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
You're 2 minutes slow.
Actually, I'm thousands of minutes ahead.
Get 3,000 Sprint PCS minutes a month only at Radio Shack for just $29.99 a month for 6 months. Plus, save up to $75 in mail-in rebates.
But these clocks are still off.
Well, somebody should reset them.
While somebody else...
Makes a few phone calls.
Only at the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
Back here at Wrigley Field, indeed, we will miss you, Arne Harris. You know, Arne Harris saw a lot of great players, worked with a lot of great people on this WGN crew, but among his favorite players of all time is Cubs right fielder Sammy Sosa. And you know that wherever Arne was watching this ball game today, he took special pride in this home run that Sammy hit, his final of the season, number 64, 160 runs batted in. That was our Budweiser play of the game earlier, and that sign sums it up.
I'm longing to see. I hope that she turns out to be.
Gentlemen, if you keep dogging it, we're gonna run all night. Now let's go. Come on, let's go! Move, move, move! That's better. That's looking.
What if stopping was as hard for you
Just run it off! Run it off! Come on, show me some hustle.
as it is for your car?
It's okay.
Treat your car right with Ray-Best Disquiet Stop Brakes, new at Pep Boys. Keep your wheels clean and save up to $40 on these ultra-quiet, low-dusting brakes.
Oh, it's gonna be a long season.
All you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Who'd you expect? Bob Dole?
Follow Mark Martin and the Viagra racing team this season.
Get to your doctor for a checkup and find out if a free sample of Viagra is right for you.
And for more information right now, race over to Viagra.com.
Welcome to the show, MLB 2002.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Well, friends, as we close the book on this 2001 season, ordinarily this is a time where we thank our fine WGN production crew, but I know that all the men and women who are responsible for putting together Cubs baseball would much rather thank the man that made their lives and their jobs a whole lot more fun to participate in, and that's Arne Harris. So as we say goodbye to you until 2002, we'll recap Arne Harris's final season, 2001, to music, and a Godspeed to you, Joe Carter, our entire crew, and we'll see you in Mesa in March. Hello again, everybody. Happy opening day. Joe, it's going to be a lot of fun this year, and more importantly, welcome home.
Well, it's good to be back home. Great excitement. Let's play ball.
Let's play ball indeed.
Number 21, Sammy Sosa. He got it. Ball game. White flag time. You bet. Strike three called. Jeff Giles at the wall. It's in the basket. We're tied. And just like that. Sends a rocket down the left field line, pretty deep. Burl on the run. It's in the basket. A home run, Bill Miller. Hey, that should be 2 points in the basket. And ground ball right side. Augie, look at him cover ground. Little guy, great play. Holds. Oh, another great play at third by Miller. That, folks, is the exclamation point. Field line, stairs comes chugging over. Makes a great diving catch. Kotsay around third. They're going to green light him. Sosa's throw is in time. They got it. Carry. Hill throws to second. Girardi in a rundown between first and second. Helton lets Girardi off the hook. Nobody's at first. There's the tag out runner coming home. He is out. Safe, safe, safe. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. What a crazy way to end the game. Unbelievable. Monkey goes out. Matthews comes in. Matthews. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. Oh, pitch. Swing and a high drive. Belted deep toward right. Back toward the track. At the wall. It is gone. Sosa hits it into the basket. And he's got Old Glory too. The pitch swung. Belted. There it goes. History at Wrigley Field. I got that, Grant.